I have a music psychology class, and I talk about, why is it that some people, and we all know these people, are just destined to be musicians. They can try to be something else. They can try to
Mm.
hold down other jobs and stuff, but it never seems to matter to them as much as music.
Mm.
And I take that because music is something that gives an immediate positive feedback. If you're 6 years old and you have a natural talent and you play a sequence of notes that is familiar to people,
Yeah.
you get this very happy reaction from your parents, from your friends, and from your own brain. Your
Mm.
brain goes, "Oh, that was great. Look at all this positive response. I'm going to give you a little hit of dopamine.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little, a little chemical, reward." And then when you're playing something and you don't play it well, then your brain goes, ugh, and it gives you a little hit that says, hey, I don't feel good about that. I didn't do that well. I want to do that again. And you become sort of, for lack of a better term, really, really tough on yourself.
Mm.
And so what you end up with is a group of people who have an intense love for music, who get a little high off of music when they play it, who also beat themselves up all the time, because that's the way you learn to be a better player. You can't become a better player unless you, to some extent, have to be critical of your performance.
Mm.
But that doesn't stop when it's with the musical instruments. Those people continue to be tough on themselves about their academics and their love life and their family and their personal behavior and all that stuff, which kind of leads to a mental acuity, a change in their mentality that can alienate people. And then it sort of drives them more into music, because music never says no, unless you can't play it. Music is always there for you, whether it's passively listening
Yeah.
or whether you're playing it. It's a friend that never will betray you, generally. And so, by the time musicians, people that I knew as musicians, got to their 20s, they were pretty much hooked. And when they weren't playing music, they were doing stupid shit like, taking drugs or being very adventurous sexually, or doing thrill-seeking stuff, crazy stuff that you hear about musicians doing. You hear about musicians trashing hotel rooms or, getting into fights and stuff. And I have to say, I take some of that as being a search for the dopamine hit that they're not getting when they're not playing music.
Mm.
That's kind of my take on it, because none of the professional musicians that I know ever kicked this stuff. I mean, I know people who are professional classical composers that are still smoking herb at 70, I guess Jeffrey's 78 years old, yeah.
Mm.
Because that's what they used in the 60s to deal with not having the dopamine hit when the guitar was left at home.
Ah, interesting.
But this is all somewhat conjecture. I mean, it's got some anecdotal evidence here and there to support it,
Yeah.
but there's not been a lot of studies about this.